All right, we're going to learn about clauses and phrases. Oh, yeah. Remember to take notes and go at your own pace. Remember, they're your notes, so take notes that'll help you study later. What is a clause? So a clause is a part of a sentence that contains a subject and verb. That's the thing about a clause. It has a subject and a verb in it. There are two types, and they both have two names. The main clause in a sentence is the independent clause. And the other type of clause is a dependent or subordinate clause. Here's some examples underneath. Tomorrow is Saturday. Subject is tomorrow. The verb is the being verb is. Johnny runs very fast. The subject is Johnny. The verb is runs. These are both independent clauses. Example of a dependent clause would be although he runs fast. Now it has a subject and verb, he runs, although it cannot stand alone by itself as a independent sentence. So it is a dependent clause or a subordinate clause. And the word, notice the word although is what keeps that sentence from being independent. All right, so now that you know kind of what a clause is, let's try examining a sentence to identify the clauses in a sentence and then label those clauses as independent or dependent. The example sentence is, Edward won the battle because he was a vampire. The two clauses are, Edward won the battle and because he was a vampire. So, based on what you already know, which one is independent and which one is dependent. I'll give you a moment to think about it. Okay. Now, remember, this is the rule to remember. Every sentence has at least one independent clause in it. It has to. An independent clause is basically a sentence. So every sentence has one independent clause in it, and some of them have multiples in there. And the point is this, to combine clauses into a sentence, because one sentence is always, always, always better than two. You want to be as concise as possible, but you want to pack as much into one sentence as you can. All right, now let's talk about phrases. There are hundreds of phrases in the English language. Just about anything can be a phrase. But the difference between a phrase and a clause is a phrase does not have a subject and verb. For example, to the store. Never wanted to go. Remains active on Twitter. These are phrases because to the store does not have a verb. Never wanted to go doesn't have a subject. Remains active on Twitter doesn't have a subject. Right? So you can move these around in a sentence, but they're not clauses. There's no subject and verb, but they are definitely a part of a sentence and can be important. So let's put these phrases inside a sentence attached to a clause, like she went to the bank and to the store. So the clause is she went to the bank, and the phrase is to the store. Wally agreed to leave, but never wanted to go. And last but not least, Trump has posted some controversial comments, but remains active on Twitter. So the phrases are in a sentence now, and now you can see what they look like inside a sentence. But know the difference is that the phrase does not have a subject and a verb. Here are some examples of phrases. I've underlined them in the sentence. She went to the bank and to the store. Same sentence we had before, but see, to the store is a prepositional phrase. I'm just giving you examples of types of phrases. You can have an adjectival phrase, an adverbial phrase, a verb phrase, a prepositional phrase, and it all really just depends on what begins the phrase. Maybe not necessarily the exact word that begins it, but what is the main portion of the phrase. And to the store, the preposition to leads that phrase. Never wanted to go, that's a verb phrase. Remains active on Twitter, another verb phrase. Now notice how they are missing either the subject or verb. That's the main difference between a clause and a phrase. And then notice how the other parts of the sentence are independent clauses. And that's it. Go back over it as much as you need to. Take notes, and we'll practice this some more tomorrow.